Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I was just going to give you a quick update on my macular degeneration diagnosis I had in one of my eyes, and my dad also has it in both of his, and he's in the process of getting shots in his right eye because it's wet macular, and then when it's dry macular, they don't do the injections. It's just a slower loss of eyesight. The wet is more progressive, and he's had a lot of edema back in his the macular part of his eye, and for about probably a year and a half, he's been getting monthly shots, and they're just not helping at all. So about 9 weeks ago, he got a different kind of shot, and it was not actually in the eyeball area. It was it was around the skin all around the eyeball, and when he went back after 7 weeks, that was like 3 weeks ago, and the edema had gone down 60%. So that's wonderful news. And they don't do that shot, but every 3 months because it is a steroid. But hopefully, he's supposed to go back at the end of the month. And I don't know what they'll do if it's all the way down. I don't know if they'll give him another one or just check on him another 6 weeks. I don't know how that'll work, but I'm praying that it will all be all the way out of there. I don't know what was causing the fluid and edema in his eye. I don't know if it was injection. I don't know what was causing it, but he doesn't really see any better. But I thought he actually read. He actually 3 weeks ago he read the letters for the eye test they do. He was able to get a few of them, and the time before that he couldn't get any of them. So I think it was a little better, obviously, because he was able to do that. Now mine had was no worse, steady. So hopefully it won't get any worse because sometimes they don't. It just stays in the dry mode and maybe it won't go into the wet. But I only have it in the one eye right now. And the only reason they found it kind of early was because I went back for a 6 month test because the pressure in my eyes were up and they were more worried about glaucoma at the time. Well, I ended up, it wasn't up a lot. It was like a 23 in one eye and a 20 in the other, but it was enough where they wanted to recheck it in 6 months instead of a year. And when I went, but before I went, like a few weeks before that, I read on the internet could diet or certain things cause your eye pressure to be up. And I realized that some of it's really glaucoma, and others could be other reasons. But it said that too much caffeine, not enough sleep, drinking a lot of water before you go, try sleeping elevated. I did all that stuff. And when I went back, it was 18 in both eyes, and it had not been that low in probably since 2018 or 19. I don't know. Maybe I don't get a lot of sleep. This morning I woke up around 2 or 3, thinking about all I had to do, and I need to just calm down. But it's hard for me to do because right now I'm in the middle of trying to get everything wrapped, and my goal is trying to get everything done. I got to do my Christmas cards, but I want to get everything done before this weekend. Really, I just want to be able to enjoy the rest of the holidays and try to get the work part done. But my Sjogreans, I've noticed my eyes and my joints. I have osteoarthritis too, but for some reason the inflammation in my knees has gone down a lot, and I don't know really why. And the dryness in my eyes is not like it was. I was having to get up in the middle of the night and constantly put drops in my eyes because they were so dry. I'm I just now put drops in my eyes because I know they're dry and I don't even feel it. That's the only reason I'm doing it right now. But my knees and joints are so much better right now, and I pray that stays that way. I never knew I had this disease until about 2018 when I had to have. They thought my pituitary tumor had come back, and they put me through all these tests and x-rays over a 3 week period, just filled me with that dye. And about a month later, uh, I just woke up flared up and I couldn't even walk. So that lasted about 7 months. I don't know if the pituitary has come back. All I know is I do get my eye checked. I'm just a little, I guess I'm a little fearful to have that tested because I had it removed back in 1997. That's a whole nother story. If you want to hear about it, I'll tell you if you're interested. But they do that surgery so much different now. It is brain surgery, but it's not as invasive as it was. It's still invasive in your brain, but it's not as bad as what they do anymore. But I'll explain that to you in a different video, what they did to me, because I think that y'all might like to hear about that. Because they say 1 in 10 people have either a pituitary tumor and not aware of it when they die, or the Rathkleff cyst, which is the one I actually ended up having. They thought it was the tumor first, but it was the cyst, which happens to you at birth. And it seems like at 3 years after I quit seeing the neurosurgeon, every time I've had a brain scan, they say I have one up there. So I just don't even, as long as it's not affecting my vision or my hormones, I'm just letting it go right now, because that's just something in my life right now I don't have time to do, to go to a different city 100 miles away and have that surgery. So I'm just thankful right now that the Sjogreans has backed up off of me. I didn't have to do any steroids or anything. And if you don't know what Sjogren's is, it is an autoimmune disease where you have dry eyes, dry mouth. You have inflammation in your joints. And that first time I had the inflammation in my joints, it went to my knees. Awful. I couldn't even get up out of the bed that morning. And then it went on to my hands and my arms. Well, both hands and arms would go to sleep at night, and I couldn't get, I'd have to hang them over the bed to wake them up. And then lastly, it went on down out of my feet. It was like it just went out of my body through my feet. It was the top of my feet. It wasn't my toes or anything like that. It was never my fingers. It was just like the tops of my hands and the tops of my feet. And it was something you couldn't massage. It was nothing they gave me a pill, and I think the pill made it worse. So I just went back and just alternated ibuprofen and Tylenol. They gave me prescriptions for steroids. I decided not to do that unless I just didn't want to get on steroids, because I know if you stay on them too long, they're just not good for you. But I do have Z-Paks. If that happens again, I think I'm going to take it, because I'm not going to suffer like that for another 6 months. And this past one has been almost 2 years. It's mainly been in my knees and my hip. And it was, I believe the COVID, when I caught it, that triggered it. Because it was like a month after COVID, then it just triggered. And it was like, I woke up one morning, it was just all in my knees again. I was walking 2 miles. Remember that night before, I'd walked 2 miles. Felt wonderful. The next morning, I couldn't even walk. So, but that's what's going on. I wanted to let you know, because I'd done a video a while back on macular degeneration and Sjogren's, and I had a lot of responses to it. So I want to make sure that I gave you an update on how I'm doing. And I hope that if you have these things too. And I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and God bless you. Bye-bye.